Yeah, I still got my fruity cup. Don't judge me. Hey guys, this is the One Anti-Hero here, coming at you with Chapter 6. As in the title, this one's called Assuming. Now, I know somebody's going to make fun of my bed hair, but I just took a nap, so I apologize, but this is a judge-free zone. No Planet Fitness, but judge-free zone. So, assuming. Let's get into it. Now, you know that everyone knows the saying, don't assume because it makes an ass out of you or me. This is very true. And I can give you a few examples to you. You shouldn't assume anything about anyone. There's a difference between assuming and making an educated guess. Now, for example, let's say you see somebody, right? And, I don't know, you hold the door for them, and they don't say thank you or anything like that. Now, that's rude, but think about if they were never taught to say thank you. I mean, that's still kind of their fault for not saying thank you, but to them, it was just not custom. You can't really blame them 100% because they didn't say thank you, and you can't just assume that they're a rude person. Might be a rude act, but they could be one of the nicest people in the world. You don't know. Another thing. This is a little bit personal too. If you see somebody and they're having problems, don't assume if they're single that if you get them in a committed relationship that'll fix all your problems. Now, I know it's a little bit off topic of the assuming part, but this should be said. Because even if you get into a relationship, that doesn't necessarily dictate that you'll have less problems. In fact, there's a chance you could have more problems. So, you might be worse off than you started. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is nice to be in a relationship if it's a good one, where you have somebody to hold on to and share all your secrets and come home to and all that good stuff. I've been there. I'm sure most of you have. But that doesn't necessarily solve all your problems. So I just want to make that clear. You can actually be happy just with yourself. Because there's a saying that says, if you're not able to be happy with yourself and love yourself, you can't love another person. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but that's a pretty good saying, and hey, for all we know, it might be true. I can't really give my opinion on it because a good friend of mine told me that once, and yeah, I wasn't sure how to react to it because I don't really love myself at the current time, but that's a whole different topic. Sorry, we got off topic a little bit there, but assuming is such a bad thing. Let's look in society. If you see somebody walking down the street, like somebody, a minority walking down the street, and they're just, hold on, my phone. I don't know who that was, so. Anyways, if you just assume they walk down the street and they're like loud or they just speak Spanish or anything like that, and you assume, I've seen people do this, that they're like really ghetto and trash and all that stuff. How do you know that? Don't assume just because they may act a certain way or do a certain act that they are that way. And I don't know, I want to give a better example of that because assuming is a really important thing to me. Just don't do it. Now, educated guess. Here's an example. You see a woman who's attractive. If you're a guy, or if you're a girl, you see a guy that you see you think is attractive, or if whatever, you see somebody that you're attracted to in a public place. You go up to him and you say, well, you don't say anything. You see that they're talking to somebody of the opposite sex or same sex or whatever, and you know they're flirting or whatever, and then you see that they have a wedding ring. It's pretty safe to say, educated guess, that they're together, or obviously he's married. That's an educated guess. But don't assume that all people in society are what they perceive themselves to be. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone says something stupid, it doesn't make them dumb. But if they keep saying stupid things, chances are they're not as intelligent as you think they are, or as they perceive themselves to be. But I'm not knocking them if you're not intelligent, because intelligence is a tricky thing. You cannot be born with intelligence, but you can grow to have intelligence. I know it's kind of a tricky thing, but I really do believe that. Now, assuming, it's a bad thing. Don't do it, because you could get yourself in a lot of trouble. You could not make as many friends as you should, not be in as many relationships as you should. Take a chance. Let it happen. No Foxwoods commercials. But please don't assume. In society, we assume too much, and that's why a lot of people are so sexist, racist. You know, just they can't accept change, and that's a big important thing. So just what I want you guys to get out of this video is to not assume and just take life as it comes. Don't shield yourself from potential happenings that could better your life just because you assume one thing or another. Excuse me. Follow it through and see how it works. If it works for you, awesome. If it doesn't, hey, we all take chances. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. It's up to you to find out. Well, that was kind of a long video so far, so I'm going to end it here. This is the one Anti-Hero. Checking out, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.